that just plugged my rig right into it and could crank it up through a home stereo and
where did you get it
got all the
mastered?
detail.
Where'd you get it mastered?
It's mastered in Ireland by a guy named Fergal Davis, who I worked with before in the past.
How'd you meet him?
Well, I made a record with Paul Woodward, so you know the Woodward Gittings album. I met him then, so I actually, with that record, I went over to Ireland, we mixed it and did the artwork in the 5-week period and mastered it in that period. So that was kind of cool because I met Fergal, we sat in the studio, we watched him do everything, and we're kind of like, okay. He has some nice manly gear on it where he just sweetened everything up with like 2 EQ and 2, you know, limiting and all that. So really liked what he did. And then we had this artwork guy, the Irish photographer. His name's Gary O'Connelly, who also did the album work for that album. So I ended up using those 2 guys because you go to people that you know, right? Believe it or not, and so 15 years I hadn't replaced them guys, you know. So I just went to, and the mastering guy I'll continue to use because I got results out of him real quick, and the artwork guy, you know, you'll see.
Yeah, let's check it out.
See, I found a photo on Instagram, and I hit this guy up, and I said, hey, you know, I like that picture. You know, I think we could use it for an album cover. I'll buy it off you. And he just said, oh, well, I'll give it to you. So this is the mock-up on the sleeve. Mock-up over there. So this is the full artwork. We got the flip side here. So you got the songs. So one of the things important to us is the order of songs, you know. How does side 1 start? How does side 1 end? How does side 2 start? How does side 2 end? And then
I wanted to tell you my favorite song.
maybe we could. So this is a picture of a bicycle. I think it's called Cook's Cycleway. It's in Sydney, Australia. But if you didn't know, I'm a bicycle mechanic by trade. So
I didn't know that.
That's why this ties into what I actually do to make money. So
It's very cool.
we got an orange sleeve too. There's another beautiful photograph. I'll pull this out here real quick. So there's my son there. My son is airborne.
Where was that at?
This is Joshua Tree. This is just right after there was a flood out there, so the mud was all. Yeah.
And so the lyrics?
Yeah, the lyrics are there, and if you look close enough, you'll see I put who played what on each song.
Oh, wow.
Because when I look at liner notes, it's what I like to see, you know. So this is just me creating what it is I do as a hobby, you know. Obviously collect records, and so I got to make my own. So this is in the works. This is what we're aiming toward actually right now for.
So sometime next year, you think?
Yes, yeah. Well, a lot of things are already lined up. It's just fun. It's financial at this point. So yeah, we'll see. Got to get through those holidays.
Oh, you have a gig coming up.
Yeah, I do actually. What day is that? That's at the High Point Brewery. Yeah, which is right over here.
Is that Upland?
No, it's right over here. It's behind us. It's in San Dimas.
Where?
Point Brewery.
Oh.
Yeah. High Point Brewing Company. Oh, that's New Jersey. You got the wrong one, but the 18th, I believe, November 18th.
November 18th.
Yeah, let me find that.
And you have an Instagram.
Yeah, Raul the Band.
Raul the Band.
Yes, Raul the Band, one word, Raul the Band.
Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, you can find us on Facebook as well. I think it's just, sure if it's Raul or what. I actually don't know. Raul the band's kind of what I use as one word.
And where did the name of the band come from?
Where's the band come from? Okay, so the name of the band, you know, my original songwriting partner back in the day, we were at a Dodgers game, and you know, we watched a lot of baseball at the time, and there was a couple in front of us on a date or whatever they were, and this guy Raul comes out, and the whole audience goes Raul, like that. And we're like, yeah, we're like doing it too. Raul. She turns to him and she says, "Hey, why are you booing him?"
Oh no.
And we're like, "Oh, that'd be clever. That'd be clever. You know, like you could never be booed."
Right.
You know, so we liked Raul. Not to mention he was a hustler.
Really?
Like he always ran out to his position. He ran in. Like he's one of those guys you like to watch because he was earning that paycheck. You know. So you know, admired him for his like sportsmanship. And you know, in Raul, we were LA-based group, so we just kind of thought, oh, it'd be great to have something that seems local. You know, so I guess a Hispanic name or a character and all. So we didn't know.
Which, by the way, you don't sing in Spanish. You sing in English.
Yeah, we're not rocking Espanol. No, I'm not Spanish. I don't speak Spanish.
But you like the name.
Yeah, you know, I mean, Los Angeles. I mean, how Spanish is that, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess at the end of the day, you know, you didn't know what the band was going to become, but having a name like Raul, which is just the character's name, you can kind of go into that and make it whatever it becomes. And I think that's still it. It allows you to sort of like, I guess, like an actor, you can hide behind this thing. You know, if you want to be vulnerable and you want to be creative without bounds, and well, you could just presume that you're this other character, I guess. So I'm not sure how much that ended up playing out. It's kind of a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff's autobiographical, but universal. So every audience member has the freedom to interpret it as they wish. There's no it doesn't have to be about what I want it to be about.
Like a book cover.
But I think that's a component of good songwriting. You're not meant to tell people everything it's supposed to be about. That's what art does. You stare at a painting and you take away what you take away. So yeah, that was the goal. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see. A couple more things before we go. Has it been hard to raise a family in the music scene?
Well, we're amateurs. I'm on amateur level for sure. I always tell my guys that it would be a really good band if we could play more. When I was doing music as my number one thing, I think 2 to 3 days a week would be rehearsing if we weren't gigging.
Pretty serious.
So I think that's you commit to it that way. You still have that feeling of commitment, but obviously a lot of stuff has to happen before you can get in there and play your guitar. So yeah, very challenging. Very hard to be a songwriter when you can't wander off in your brain for too long. So I mean, I guess Now and When is a collection of songs, and there's a longer story attached to when stuff was written and how the members are there. It goes over like 2 decades roughly. So it's maybe one day that story can be told. I'm not sure. It's interesting that there is a story, but through a lot of things, me and my bandmates, Mark Paris on bass, Ryan Calmbus at drums, and Daniel Conrad on guitar. We were doing this 10 years ago, and things have kind of gone all around, and now we sort of, I got it all. I put the hard work in and got the album done.
Right.
And of course, they all did as well with their recordings, but when it came to doing vocals and mixing and doing the mastering and all that was all in my court. So once I got all that done, I said, hey, let's try to have some kind of release party where we can pull people back in. And I wasn't really sure if there was going to be a band, but it's turning out slowly that
Well, I think because it's
They're-
such a good album, and my favorite song is it You Split?
You've Split. Yeah.
Yeah,
Those
catchy.
guys kind of always thought that was a single.
I like it.
I
I tried
can't
putting it
tell.
on Bandcamp,
Yeah.
and I ran out of plays.
Oh yeah.
So now I have to download it. I have to
Yeah.
pay for it.
Yeah, I know.
No, it's cool though.
I
And I
know.
like that about Bandcamp. You can listen to it and enjoy it, and when you really want it, you can get it.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna be out on all the other stuff. I just didn't do it at the deadline of Ireland putting it out, the record in Ireland, and them doing it. So I'm just gonna put it out on Bandcamp here. And then it was sort of like, oh, well, yeah, put it out everywhere. What's the rush? My first album's out everywhere, and I don't think
Well,
it's
it's
yet.
successful
Yeah.
with you're sold out of your CDs right now.
Yeah,
So that's really
Yeah.
good.
yeah, a little bit of there, you know, but
Yeah.
see, I'm just trying to put that money into pressing the record up.
Right.
So
Very cool.
and we're all vinyl collectors, and so we're just participating in that with our own music. You know, love to listen, and so much you want to participate. In fact, talking about writing songs and guitar playing, all this stuff it was all just a vehicle to participate in the listening. Because that was such a joy. Like, what's the next level? Oh, well, get a guitar, write a song. And what's the next level? We'll make your own records.
Right,
And it just. And my friends are the same way. Just like, yeah, we want to do this.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can make this pressing happen sooner than later.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. One last question.
Yeah.
If you could move up in the San Gabriel Valley, like if you had a goal to move it on up, where would you move
How'd you mean move?
to? Move. Like, would you stay in Claremont?
Oh,
Or would you?
would I move my residence?
Yeah, your residence.
I wouldn't have to. I don't have to leave. I've been blessed with kind of grandfathered into a house
Oh, okay, cool.
through a rental company that my family member worked for, and I'm still there like 20-something years later. And this particular
And
house,
you're recording that.
well, yeah, it has a 20 by 16 foot room, which if you visit my Instagram, you'll see pictures of us in there and all that. But I have had a dedicated music space for over 20 years
That's great.
to do all this stuff, to rehearse the band, to write the stuff, to record the album. What I need to move? No, I could build that room into a better room.
There you go.
What I mean? I could put better gear in there,
There you go.
but I wouldn't have to move. I don't need to move. So. Yeah.
Very cool.
I mean, I'm under this tree. I'm under this massive tree in a carriage house that's like 1928. So it's something about like the environment, a lot of trees, a lot of green there. And it's something that I'm from Laverne, but I'm like, oh, it'd be great someday to like live in Claremont, one of these old white houses with all the trees.
You're there.
Yeah, I ended up there like 10 years after that and realizing like, oh dang, like this was a dream of mine to, obviously, if you're a songwriter, you want your own studio. You come from the days of when you couldn't afford your own studio. And nowadays, you can slap them together. So, yeah, the dream is real. Making records.
There you go.
Yeah, let's do some gigs and enjoy all that as well. Yeah,
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming today.
yeah, thank you.
And we'll put some links to your Instagram account, and we'll remind people that you have a gig coming up, and we'll get some information about it. Cool. All right.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.